Hey, how's it going?
Hey, 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 how are you?
Doing good, doing good. Traveling right now, so I was late in getting out my newsletter and reminder about the meeting. So hopefully we still get a few people to show up. How are you doing, Lee?
Great.
Good
Glad
deal.
to be here.
Just
Breck,
just
where are
had,
you at?
I'm up in Provo, Utah.
Oh,
Yeah.
been there, done that.
Yep. So yeah, this is drove my youngest son up here yesterday. We kind of brought two cars, his car and second car to bring all of his stuff up here. So he's starting as a freshman at BYU.
Very nice,
Yep.
very
So
nice.
his older brother came here and did his accounting. I don't know what they're ranked today, but back when my son was here, they were like ranked number two in the nation over Harvard, Stanford, bunch of schools for specifically for accounting. And then his older sister, my second daughter, she played 4 years of lacrosse for the women's
Oh,
team
wow.
here at BYU. So now he's kind of following in their footsteps and starting as a freshman here.
Is he
Very
gonna
cool.
is he gonna play lacrosse too? Did you say?
No, he's not. He was actually a soccer and football player, but had some pretty bad injuries in football, and so he took a little hiatus, and he had all this extra time on his hands. He started getting into to fixing up old boats and selling them, and started making a bunch of money at it. So he's like, well, man, I'm having more fun flipping boats than playing sports. So in fact, he's looking for a garage up here at school. I don't. He thinks he's going to have more time than he's going to have, but he's looking for a place up here where he can continue working on some, tinkering around and doing some fix up projects and stuff. So yeah, no, he's just doing school, not playing any sports. That collegiate, sports thing, it's a full-time job. I
It
mean,
sure
they
is. Sure
man,
is.
absolutely. I don't even know how my daughter did it because of how much time they were on the road. How did she get all of her schoolwork done?
Really, really. Yeah, my son played for water polo for U of A.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and
great.
he was the goalie, and he was only like 5'8", but he had such long arms when he jumped out of the air. Man, he would just tower. I swear to God, my son could walk dragging his knuckles on the ground.
That's what it takes to be a goalie in water polo. You don't need to have you need to have the lower body strength to do the egg beater for hours, but you need that wingspan to be able to reach out and stop
Yeah,
the ball.
yeah.
That is a tough sport. I'd never played. I scrimmaged with friends because I was always on the swim team, and of course everybody that swam, played water polo except for me. I played football when it was water polo season, and but I would go and scrimmage with all of my swimming buddies, and that is a tough sport. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I almost drowned because
Right, right. We used to go to some of the matches. So, oh
uh,
my God.
oh yeah, they'll hook their toe in your suit and just take you under, and you better be ready. Take a breath. You're going under.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
it's
So, what
tough.
sports did you do? What did Breck?
So collegiately, I played a little volleyball in just JCO, junior college. I was a setter, smallest, shortest guy on the court. But yeah, no, that I didn't do anything like my daughter played. Not only did she play, she had four years where she was a starting midfielder for a huge university. and I'm not like Phil, who was the assassin on the football team there up in Ogden playing for his school. But yeah, they're my the youngest son's good enough that he could play D1, but it just was just so many injuries. And man, you got the rest of your life. I'm still nursing rubber band knees just from high school football. How are your knees, Phil?
I actually have no injuries from playing football.
Because you were
What's
the
wrong
one
with you?
creating the injuries. You were the one getting
Right.
Either you can dish it out or you can take it. One of the
that
so
that was how it was in high school ball for my son. He was in when he started, he was playing soccer, really high level competitive soccer, and we got recruited onto the football field. They were playing in both sides of the ball, because he was fast, and so they were running him and running him and running. That's how he got his concussion, because they just overused him, and the other team just started to focus on him. This kid's the one getting the ball, and so that he got a really bad concussion because they kind of keyed on him.
that's me in high school. I played running back in high school and cornerback, so I
Okay,
played both
play
ways.
both ways. Yeah, he played both sides of the ball. When he got into high school, they wanted to use him as a running back again there, and he transitioned over into like an outside linebacker because he would much rather be the one putting the hit on the person rather than getting hit. So
I got a good question for everybody. I got a good question. So, sports is a competitive experience, right? So if you were into sports, did it transition into your work career?
I have to comment on that. When I have a zoology and chemistry degree, and I got hired as a pharmaceutical sales rep. And I did that 20 years before doing 20 years of financial planning. I didn't know when I first started selling that when people said that they were going to use your product, that sometimes they were not going to.
Mhm.
And we used to get something called drug distribution data, DDD. In other words, the pharmaceutical industry tracks every prescription that's written in the United States by zip code. And I remember going to a doctor's office. This is like the third month I was doing this. And it was a little guy from India, and he was a allergist. And we had a product for cough and cold, Sudafed, Actifed. I don't know if you remember that stuff. We had some
Oh, yeah.
prescription items that were associated with those products.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at the data before I went and calling this guy. And this guy's like, he's not using my stuff, but he said he would. So I confronted him because I had no idea that people were that way. Because of my competitiveness, I didn't know that you were supposed to confront people like that. So I got a call from the president of the whole division for GlaxoSmithKline that said, Phil, we just got a call that you're intimidating doctors
Oh my God.
to use our stuff. That's not what you're supposed to do. So
That's what
I had to retrain myself to think differently about how you talk to people, even if you know what they're doing or not doing.
did you
So
did you say I
it took
just tackled him is all?
no, I wasn't. I didn't violently shake him or anything. But I thought about it. No. I was just so competitive at the time that I didn't know that there was different levels of how you bring your concepts to the table. That was just for me being new. It took me about a few years to not be in a fight or flight mode all the time
Yeah,
from playing football at the college level.
You'll
yeah,
love this one. My wife spent 20 years with Novartis and Ciba-Geigy.
I worked for Novartis for a few years too.
So she's calling on this doctor, and her boss was with her, and she says to this doctor, she says, our products have nutritional value. And what do you mean? Says, well, if you don't prescribe my products, I don't eat.
Yeah,
That's
that was
funny.
a typical pharmaceutical joke.
that's
It's nutritional. It feeds me.
too true. Dave Rocky's got his hand up.
Well, when I was a wrestler in high school, and our team won the first tournament that we won the first trophy the wrestling team ever won from our high school, and it was second place in this really round robin tournament that was awesome. We were the first team to ever win a trophy. We got to the next dual meet and the trophy was sitting on the bench, and I wonder why a coach brought it out here and not put it in the glass display case. He took it and he smashed it into a million pieces, and he said that was second place. That's just the first loser.
Oh,
Wow.
And he gave me that top of it. I had that top of that little broken off wrestling man forever because it was interesting. I kind of thought it was brutal, and it is in a way. But you know, I saw a couple of weeks later the Olympic skaters. The Russians were really good, and the Americans just played it safe to get a silver medal.
yeah.
And they didn't even try too hard. And then they were on the Johnny Carson show next week bragging about how they got the sure, it's a silver medal in the Olympics, but you didn't even try your best. You just assumed that the Russian and what happens was then you slip down to third place and fourth place. Pretty soon, you know, you settle for that. And I because of that see, I kept that in all along that you try for number one.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Sheila, your hand's up.
Yes, hi. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. I just want to talk to the guys who are pharmacy reps. My husband had a drugstore an independent drugstore in New Jersey for years and years and years. So I know all these stories about all these drugs. Now, because of that, I am totally into all natural, all green products that keep you young and healthy.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
you know what, Sheila, I agree with you. I don't know pharmaceuticals for me. I am 100% natural.
I need to talk to you. Seriously, we need to
Yep.
talk.
How long ago did he sell the pharmacy?
Oh, well, we're in Scottsdale for 33 years. So
Okay, well, that's before my time. I was going to say I've worked with just about every independent pharmacy in the nation, but only for the last 20 years. So
right. No, and he was, we moved here 33 years ago, and he worked retail for Safeway for years, and now he is a pharmacy advisor for CVS Caremark. So he calls people and talks to them about being non-adherent with their medications, like you had a 90-day prescription and why are you out after 2 months? You should reorder this. So he's still in there, but in a different vein.
yeah, different capacity. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But keeps up his pharmacy license though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
like it.
what's so funny is I'm totally into natural. So
Yeah. Well, Sheila, as you can see, people are putting their information up in the chat. Would love for you to also put your information up there too, so we know how to contact you.
Sure.
Certainly would want to visit with you also about what you do, because that may fit in with our wellness solutions that we bring into independent community pharmacies all over. Cindy Gordon was on my call yesterday. I do a round table about twice a month, and Cindy contributes as a part of that as well. So there's a few of us here that are part of this meeting that help out with that community pharmacy new revenue roundtable. But the focus is more on, even though these wellness centers are inside of a pharmacy, we're actually looking at de-prescribing more often than prescribing, because we want to make sure that the medications they're on are actually working. And it's interesting. Only the very best formulation still only has a 30 to 50% efficacy, meaning that at least 50% of the patients taking the medication are not getting any of the intended benefit, but they're sure getting all the side effects, though. They still get those.
well, am I still on? Well, even with COVID, I mean, I don't know if you probably all know this, but ivermectin worked, and the government didn't want to let us know about that.
Yeah, and that would even be one of those where a genetics test could identify which patients it worked for, because because there could be some that took that route that didn't have the same success as others. So it really depends on the genetic makeup of the individual patient. And that's where I want to get to, right? Is there is a need for some pharmaceuticals. The one that talk about all the time is prednisone, one of the most horrible
Yeah.
drugs with the most side effects, 150 negative side effects, but yet it's a life-saving steroid in certain situations. And so, yeah, you sometimes got to take the bad with the good. But then
I was on prednisone for 100 megs a day for 3 months, and I had cataracts in both my eyes, and I gained 50 pounds.
And how did you sleep, David?
I think I slept okay.
Okay, because
Yeah.
that's the other major side effect is people just have insomnia. They just can't sleep at night. Yeah. Yeah, a horrible drug, but it can save your life when it's needed, and then you got to figure things out. My whole philosophy is that you know when the side effects outweigh those benefits, you need to do something different. You've got to figure something else out. And we have a PharmD who's actually developed 2 supplements, daytime supplement and an evening time supplement, just for prednisone because it's so nasty. So you've got to take these other medications to offset the bad things that are happening to you. But anyway, didn't want to hijack the meeting today about scary drug facts. You guys can go to my TikToks for those if you'd like. But let's we didn't have a speaker today, so I'd love to just go around the room and just hear from everyone. Most of us know each other, but for Sheila and others that are kind of new to the group, it'd be great to hear what everyone does and what's a good referral for you, because that's what this meeting is all about, is figuring out how we can get and give referrals. So we'll just go around the room and like to do ladies first. So Cindy, why don't you go first, and we'll go around the horn here.
Thank you, and I'd love to go first. My name is Cindy Gordon. My company is Gordon Health Group. I love working with individuals and families, but specifically small businesses, to help them offer sort of non-traditional health coverage that is so much more affordable. It's so much more effective for their employees when they do have medical expenses. Because we all know that the healthcare system is so broken. The insurance companies are not providing value to people anymore. They're just looking to, provide value to their shareholders. So we need to, as a community, come together and look for these alternatives, look for ways of taking back control over our medical costs, whether it's the monthly, premiums that we pay, or even the cost that we pay for services, from pharmaceuticals all the way up to surgeries and hospitalization. We need to get back our rights so these programs allow people to be consumers again, which we have lost. But also it allows small businesses to offer health coverage at an affordable price and not pull a lot of money out of their operational funds and the pockets of their employees. So great referral would be small businesses. The trades industry is a fantastic opportunity for me to make a difference. Breck has offered me a number of introductions to pharmacies, community pharmacies, because they have to reduce their costs to stay alive. So those are 2 great areas for me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate that. Cheryl McBride, would you like to go next?
Yes, I would. What if you could, I pulled the wrong one. What if you could leave funds for a family? Oh boy, I have been practicing, Bob, but anyway. What if you could leave funds for a house or car or child, grandchild, or a cause? Buy a house for the kids, set them up for life. Clients have said their experience was memorable. They felt like they were my only client. Book a time with me and we'll look for options for you. I too work with individuals and families, and we have so much to offer. So I just need to have a discovery call, find out how I can help them. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And your contact information is in the chat, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, excellent. All right. Making sure I haven't forgotten anyone here. Sheila, why don't you go next?
Yeah, okay. I've been in the health and wellness and taking care of myself for many, many years. As I said, my husband was a pharmacist. I don't believe in drugs. And I have just found a company. It's a 19-year-old, all natural. Everything is green. Every product is green. It is amazing. The company is based out of Phoenix. You can go there and meet with the owner, and he will go through every single thing with you. A great referral for me is anybody that wants to take their health back naturally, and anyone that is looking to make a little extra income.
Awesome. And your email and phone numbers up in the chat, correct?
Yes. Thank you
Okay,
for the
awesome.
time. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. How did you hear about this group, Sheila?
I probably saw you and friended you on LinkedIn.
Okay, excellent. Good deal. Appreciate that. Well,
Sure.
Lee, why don't you go next? I think you and Bob were the first ones in the meeting room when I joined.
I believe that if you're on time, you're late. So Lee Rosenblum, thank you for having me here. Breck, I appreciate meeting you a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. I am a financial educator. I help you make money, save money, get out of debt, and pay less in taxes. So if you know anybody who wants to do that, that would be a great referral.
Awesome. And no one wants to pay more taxes, right?
Well, people don't understand what the risks are,
Yeah, exactly.
or how to make sure they live in an environment where they never pay income tax, which is possible.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Dave Rocky, you're up next on my screen if you'd like to go next.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Dave Rocky. My company is Your Office SOS. SOS stands for Supported Outsourced Services. We take the things off your plate that you shouldn't be doing. You should not be working in your business. You need to spend time working on your business.
Mhm.
So if you're stuck in the minutia of the details of your business and can't get out there in front of your clients and get out there and make sales pitches, you need to call us. We take all that back end stuff off your plate. So before you drown in a sea of stress, call Your Office SOS and we'll turn your life from crappy to happy. And also, if you guys are not doing anything after this at 1 o'clock Central Time and just 40 minutes to Brainy Brunch and all the details for that, that's my networking group. It's at 1 o'clock Central and all the details are in the chat. And an ideal referral to me is a person that says, I just can't, my marriage is on the rocks, my kids are alienated and my health is failing because I'm working too hard on my business. I need to talk to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm glad that you brought up the Brainy Brunch. I was going to ask you to make sure that you announce that so people know about it. So I appreciate that. Richard, you're up next. If you are available.
I will unmute myself.
All right.
Thank you, Breck. Richard Terrell. We're my company. We're consultants. We give money to businesses. We help them. We identify and we help them implement government programs. Those programs are providing incentives, credits, tax reduction. We're introducing a program. We typically are able to reduce the shareholders' taxes by 20 to 40%. There's some very unique processes that we bring through our affiliation with a tax law group. A referral for me from a business standpoint, we work with companies that are $1 million revenue to 25, 50 million revenue, small to mid-sized businesses. We work with shareholders that we're looking for people that are paying $30,000, $40,000 a year in taxes or more. We can help them dramatically. But I'm also looking for people that want to utilize these programs to be able to open business for themselves. Like from an agency standpoint, because this opens up the door for businesses. We give them money. They can use that money to invest the money. They can use it to buy whatever it is you need. and it has worked. I've done very well with it with tech companies, for example, that find cash for their clients. Certainly, financial planners, certainly investment folks, where we're able to give money to businesses that they can now use for your services. That's what I do.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard. And we always file for an extension with our RK1s. And so October, I'll see how much I owe.
Yeah, if you've got a sub S corporation or an LLC, and you have some employees and you fit into that category, you're overpaying dramatically because you're not taking advantage of a lot of the processes that are available for you.
Yeah,
that a tax attorney can bring to you.
Yeah, appreciate that. And then the next guy up on my screen is going to help me out when we go through our liquidity event, and I have money that I don't want taken away from me there, and that's Phil Singleton. Why don't you go next?
Pacific Advisors background there. Phil Singleton with Pacific Advisors. There's two parts of everyone's life. You have your wealth accumulation and you have your wealth distribution. If you structure it the right way, we have ways that we can help people save 50% of their taxes during their retirement. And it works every time. It's just a matter of structure. So what you don't know costs you money. So get a hold of them if you want to figure out if you're on track of saving some of those tax monies instead of giving it to the government, put it in your pocket. Phil Singleton with Pacific Advisors, and I'm looking for people who are serious about an outcome.
Yep. Yeah, I look forward to that day, Phil. You and I are going to have a discussion sometime here before I'm in my grave. That's for sure. So appreciate you. Next up on my screen, my friend DeMar Lewis, who helps me out in the pharmacy world.
Good morning, Breck. Good morning, everyone. My name is DeMar Lewis, as Breck mentioned. I am part of JDP Coaching. I'm a pharmacist by training, and I empower pharmacists to, make more profits, looking at different alternatives to the traditional, fill and bill style. Also helping them to develop systems so that they're working on the business and not in the business. And finally, especially in the post-COVID world, find and retain good people so that they're able to be competitive and actually be a leader in the community. And so my ideal referral is definitely small businesses, pharmacies in particular, where they're looking for alternatives to make profit and not continue doing the same thing that has not been, financially successful for them and their families.
Yep. Yeah. Great mission. We're partnering on that, and something that might also help you get more traction, DeMar, and I would certainly love your help with it as well too, is I need to get a list of all the pharmacies who want to participate in that home health test program. That's going to be mailbox money for these guys, and so yeah, any assistance you can give me on getting these people enrolled into that program is going to be beneficial both for them, number one, because like I said, it's mailbox money for them, but it's then going to build a relationship with you and them so that you can now bring your other consulting services to them. So
I'd love to maybe take some time out and chat about that.
Yeah, we can talk more about that online. Professor Paul, you're up next. And man, that's a good looking fire truck behind you.
There we go. All right. I'm listening to all of these, and to me, these are, I don't know, first world problems in Paradise Valley. So here's what I'd like to help you do. All these people are talking about these taxes. Let me help you have a tax problem. Let me help you have a $100,000, $200,000 tax problem. Wouldn't that be great if you got a tax bill for $100,000, $200,000? You know what that means? that means you probably made $1 million or more. So let me help you do that. Let's make that million, 2 million, and then we'll send you to any one of these people that spoke. But let's get to that $2 million problem. Holy mackerel.
Let's get
We
there.
do that by putting our companies forward, by creating great content, creating great stuff that people want to buy, or people want to come to you and say, hey, I need your advice. I need your services, to which you're going to say, I'm $10,000 a month and let me sign you up. So let me do that for you. We do that through creating great prompts that create then great content, whether that's in ChatGPT or Midjourney. We put our posts into LinkedIn, into the LinkedIn business page, the Facebook page. We do that by telling ChatGPT, create me a great TikTok script. We do that by saying, create me a great YouTube script. And we do that. And once we do that, now you're going to get $2 million income. And then you can come here and say, I got a $200,000 tax bill. I don't know what to do. And everybody that just spoke will say, we can help you. So there you go.
And when are your courses on this, Professor Paul?
I teach you how to make that $2 million every Tuesday at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. The information's in the chat, and I look forward to seeing all of you there. And next week saying, Paul, that prompt, it made me money. What do I do? And then I send you to Lee or Richard, and there you go.
Yeah, perfect. Good referral for you.
Good referral, small businesses, people who are just looking to be noticed, folks who do not have a Google business page, and people who do have a Google business page, because most that do are not utilizing it properly because they don't have the right schedule, and they're not posting the right thing, or maybe not even posting.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. So next up, hey, this next person is like amazing. He put me totally on the map with TikTok, and that's Alex here, who's joined it. He can't always be here because he hosts about 50 other networking events, and you can tell us more about that too. But Alex literally is the coach that taught me how to do put the whole campaign together for my Scary Drug Facts. Don't know if you've looked at that recently, Alex, or not, but I have over 110,000 patients that are following that now. Thank you.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, hey, everyone. I know some people in the room, some new faces. Great to see everybody. So what I do is I'm a social media strategist, and I focus specifically on online events, but I have a good mastery of, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. I have a large presence on all the platforms, but I really focus on online events, in these online networking calls. So I talk to a lot of online networkers, and the only way that they can sell a product is through a one-on-one Zoom call. That's not only not very efficient, it's also not always appropriate. If we were on a one-on-one call and I gave you my 30-minute slide deck, you might be like, that's just, you might tune out 10 minutes in and then spend the next 20 minutes resenting me. What I'm saying is instead, you should have a weekly or a monthly call where you can give your entire sales presentation and people can come in and out. So they're not rude by leaving in the middle of it. And it also gives you the advantage of selling one to many. So instead of selling one-on-one, you should sell more people at once. And you can do that through an online event. And that's what I help with. I help B2B businesses launch weekly or monthly online sales events for the purpose of making money online, right? So thanks, Breck. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
great meeting.
Great. And again, good referral is just those small businesses, entrepreneurs that are looking to grow.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, my connection's a little bit in and out, but yes.
Okay. Excellent.
Alex, is your information in the chat?
I will put it in the chat. Thank you for asking. Yes.
Yeah, it has some incredible networking events too. But tell them, make sure that your website is on there so they can see where your calendar is. Some of it is really focused on creator, people who are really actively involved in video creation and stuff like that. But there's just some really good networking events that you can find through the OBN a website there for events. So next up on my screen, we have Jeff Ward. Jeff, thanks for being here. It's always great to see you.
Good to see you too, Breck, and everybody. I need you all, actually. Just come over to my house and we'll get going. But I know one thing I need a better tagline. I need something snappy, like from crappy to happy, because I can't get that out of my head after hearing that. That's pretty funny. What we're focused on doing is fixing the broken healthcare system. Healthcare is broken. We are extremely busy these days, but we could always use your help. Referrals into businesses, families, individuals that are tired of paying high premiums and have deductibles they can't ever hit. And the traditional healthcare companies, they just keep raising their premiums and deductibles every year. So we're out to fix that. If you know anybody that would like to save money and get better healthcare, let's talk. We can help them do that. So thanks, Breck.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Always
Sure.
good. Amazing program. If you guys haven't had the chance to do a one-on-one with Jeff yet, please schedule one and see if their program would work for you and especially not just you individually, but if you have employees as well. So Moshe, I know you're off camera and you were having some connectivity issues earlier, but if you're available to come on and visit with us, would love to. Yeah, there we go.
My name is Moshe Math. I'm a partner in a company called Neuro and Trade Sciences. I was speaking about what our system does the other day with someone in terms of what they call brainwave entrainment and things like that. And someone said, is this biofeedback? And I said, no, we use the term biofeed in. In biofeedback, you act a certain way and it shows up on a screen. In biofeed in, you absorb all these different modalities and then you become the change agent as a result. So brainwave entrainment is when your computer freezes and you do what I just did earlier, which was turn it off, turn it on again, hope it rebooted, and forgot I had a problem. So thank you all for your time.
Yeah, and good referral for you.
Good referral for me. Good referral would be probably spas and or places where people work out, gyms, health clubs, etc.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. And then I need to talk with you more about what that new company is going to need to do in order to be kosher certified or whatever's needed there. So we should have a call maybe early next week.
Me or somebody else?
You, Moshe. Yeah, you sent me a note.
It was regarding the mint rock.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, the breath rocks.
Right, I spoke with him.
Oh, okay, good.
And I thought I sent a message to you. I guess I did. So yeah, but we can talk about that further. Anyway,
thank
you very much.
No, if you've already connected with Jonathan, that's.
I was just thinking for a moment, does my chair have to be kosher certified?
Yes. That's your new job. You're a consultant now for new products to make sure that it is kosher.
There's a new term I'm learning about. Seriously, it's called kosher electricity. So I'm starting to learn about that. So I guess it does fall into place there. But thank you.
Yeah, kind of falls in your lap. So all right, thanks for being here. So we don't have a presenter today, and so wanted to just make sure we went around the room and got to know each other a little better. I'm going to create a couple of breakout rooms here for us, so we can see. That's great. Bob, final word.
Final word. Well, let me put it to you this way: in the last meeting over the last week, I have another group that I run that's out of LA, but it's all done by Zoom, so people are from all over. I've really got everybody hooked on giving those referrals that we talk about. And out of the last week's meetings, there were 36 referrals given during the week. There was only probably 24 people that showed up. But, people do more than one referral. The week before that, it was 23 attended, 22 referrals. The week before that, 26 attended, 24 referrals. That says something. You know, if you've done studies on referrals, that's where most people get their business.
Absolutely.
That's the final word.
That is true.
And there he went.
There you went.
All right, thanks everybody.